know what, you guys? If Robert doesn't have a son, the Kardashian name is dead forever. I'm not even joking.
Kanye West just hit rock bottom because Kim Kardashian is officially taking full custody of their kids, and she's ready to erase every trace of him from their lives. Reports say she's even planning to drop the West from their last names so they'll no longer be tied to their father at all. Kanye seems to have already checked out of being a dad, completely wrapped up in turning Bianca Sensory into some next-level art project or celebrity, even though most people are calling her performances downright strange and unsettling. Kim is reportedly done with Kanye, like completely done. She's allegedly cutting him out for good, trying to protect her kids from the chaos that always follows him around. Kim's been open about being the one raising their kids full-time now. Yeah, she's got a team of nannies helping out, but still, Kanye's nowhere in the picture. Word is, Kim's next big move is to get their kids' last names legally changed to Kardashian, claiming she wants them to grow up without carrying their father's baggage. That's a major move, and it shows just how over it she really is. You might remember how messy their divorce was a couple of years back, but this year things hit another level. Kanye's public breakdowns and wild online rants just made it worse. Back in March 2025, he posted on X saying, "Yes, I have beef with people that froze my account, took my kids away, and tried to put me in jail." That message set the internet on fire. Then, during the premiere of The Kardashians Season 7, Kim dropped another bombshell when she said on camera, "It's a divorce, it's not kidnapping. We haven't left, we're in the same spot." You could feel the tension through the screen. It's clear this situation is far from over, and Kim's making sure Kanye's name is the one that disappears first. Kim says Kanye can't pretend he doesn't know where his kids are. They literally share the same address. But during a recent interview, she admitted it's been months since they've even heard from him. That silence pushed Kim to her breaking point, and now she's saying she's ready to go all in legally for full custody. She sees no reason why the court wouldn't side with her. Kim's done begging Kanye to step up as a father. She's tired of the excuses, the disappearing acts, and watching him let their kids down again and again. Sources close to her say Kim's reached her limit. She's not letting him walk all over her anymore, and the fear she once had toward him is gone. For years, she seemed intimidated, but now that Kanye's public image is falling apart, she's standing her ground loud and clear. She's saying he completely abandoned his role as a dad, and honestly, it looks that way. Kanye's off chasing wild art dreams with Bianca Sensory, leaving his family behind like they're just another project he moved on from. One insider spilled that Kim's been going in circles about this for almost a year, but she's finally done talking. She wants action. She's even tried to get Bianca involved, hoping maybe she could convince Kanye to reconnect with his kids, but nothing's changed. Imagine how heartbreaking it is for those kids, waiting for their dad, only to be disappointed every single time. Kim's furious about it. She's ready to go nuclear if that's what it takes to protect them. And here's where it gets even more strategic. Sources think Kim isn't just doing this out of emotion, but also out of business sense. She knows the Kardashian name holds serious power, and deep down, she might be thinking about her kids' future too. Having them carry the Kardashian name could mean a clean slate and a stronger brand without the shadow of Kanye's crumbling reputation attached to him.
Fake tattoos on their face, like fake piercings. They all had their colored hair. They looked like an opium Powerpuff Girls is like what they were going for. They like cropped her friends out and like just kept her and was like, North's this whole thing about how horrible it is and it's disturbing. And she like was like, I don't get it. It's like a Halloween costume. Like it's all fake. So she takes my phone and she writes back to a comment and she goes, "This is such a non-issue."
Oh, hello.
And then online, it was like Kim defends North to the end on this look.
Even though Kanye and Kim aren't speaking right now, sources say he's still keeping close tabs on her, like real close. Apparently, he's been cyber-stalking Kim non-stop, checking her posts, her outfits, her moves, everything. He's reportedly trash-talking her behind the scenes, saying her style's become boring and that she's lost her spark without his so-called creative direction. Can you believe that? He's even been calling her past her prime and claiming she's too artificial to deserve his attention anymore. According to him, Bianca's natural beauty is what makes her the next big thing, and he's convinced she's destined to outshine Kim in every way. At this point, you really have to wonder, why would Kim even want to communicate with someone who talks like that? It's like Kanye stuck in a high school popularity contest, comparing Kim and Bianca like it's some kind of beauty rivalry. He's out here acting like Bianca's supposed to be the new Kim, as if that's a real accomplishment. If that's where his mind's at, maybe it's a good thing Kim's keeping her kids away, because this energy sounds straight up toxic. Let's not forget, Kanye's already shown how unpredictable he can be online. Remember that infamous X post where he made a list of everyone who betrayed him? He literally included his own kids and his own family. Who does that? That move alone showed how disconnected he's become from the people who actually love him. At this point, it really seems like he's more focused on his image and Bianca's art than his children. Lately, Kanye and Bianca have been spotted spending tons of time in Asia. Bianca even had an art pop-up in South Korea, and this one takes the cake. Instead of doing a normal interview, she brought out multiple clones of herself, all dressed exactly the same, and one of them actually spoke for her. Yeah, Bianca just sat there in silence while her double, let's call her Bianca 2, did all the talking. The clone explained that Bianca feels her image has been copied and overused, and that she's reclaiming it through this piece. The irony, she looked exactly like a Kim Kardashian clone herself. You can't make this stuff up. It's like performance art turned soap opera. Are we all watching the same thing here? Because it's wild how they're leaning so hard into this Bianca's the new Kim K narrative. Whether you're a fan of Kim or not, you can't deny her power. She built an empire out of her name. But now, it feels like Kanye and Bianca are trying to play into that same energy, almost like they're mocking it. Someone on Reddit even said Kanye has his hooligans and Bianca now has doppelgangers. That comment went viral because honestly, this whole situation sounds like something out of a supervillain movie. Still, not everyone's hating on Bianca's latest art performance. Some fans are actually calling it genius. One Reddit user wrote, "I really like this, and I think it makes a lot of sense considering the public perception of her. So much is said about her, even people question if she has free will. And when Kanye was on Nitrous, some in this sub accused her of being complicit. She doesn't get much of a voice in her own image, so this performance being centered around that is pretty cool." That comment alone sparked a ton of debate online.
The doppelgangers are not copies of Bianca. They're spillages. They're what happen when a public image detaches from the person who animates it. A woman in the public eye is forced to watch versions of herself multiply without her consent. People project. People invent. People erase. This is not a confession of feeling trapped. This is an act of repossession. She is reclaiming the unauthorized clones. She is not trapped in her image. She is multiplying it until the original becomes myth.
And honestly, after watching clips from the exhibit, you can kind of see what they mean. Let's break down what Bianca was trying to say through all of this, because this performance definitely wasn't just random. Her project, according to Art Insiders, is about reclaiming control over how women's bodies are seen, judged, and used, especially when it comes to fame and social media. The kitchen setup symbolizes the old-school expectations placed on women to be domestic, quiet, and useful, always fitting into someone else's role. Then there's the cake. It represents something made to be consumed and judged, just like women's bodies and images are constantly picked apart by the public. The furniture restraining the performers, that's a powerful statement about how women are often treated like objects, trapped, displayed, and critiqued. But Bianca flipped the script. She designed those pieces herself to show that if society insists on objectifying women, she'll take control of the narrative and expose that reality on her terms. It's not about glorifying the objectification, it's about calling it out and forcing people to face the uncomfortable truth behind it. Whether you think it's powerful or just plain bizarre, one thing's for sure, Bianca's making sure people are talking. While Bianca's out here putting on her wild art shows, Kanye seems completely disconnected from reality, especially when it comes to his own family. He's on the verge of losing custody of his kids, and in the middle of all this drama, Kim just let Northwest, yes, their oldest daughter, create her own Instagram account. And if you remember anything about Kanye, you know he was completely against that idea from day one. People online are seriously divided about this move. North is growing up in the spotlight, basically surrounded by fame since birth, so it was only a matter of time before she entered the world of social media. But she's still just 12. That's what's got a lot of people uneasy. One person shared, My social media posts at her age haunt me to this day, and I didn't have millions of people watching. I really wish Kim would tell her no sometimes. There's no reason for her to have a public Instagram or TikTok. Another added that Saint, her brother, already has a YouTube channel, which raised even more eyebrows. Then things got even creepier. Someone pointed out that a lot of North's followers are grown adults and not all of them have good intentions. That's unsettling. Another user mentioned the account's bio says it's managed by parents, but everyone knows it's basically Kim running it. And let's be honest, Kim's juggling a billion things at once. Between her businesses, her show, and her own social media empire, does she really have time to monitor what North is seeing, liking, or posting? It's hard to believe. Plenty of fans are saying the same thing. They'd never follow a kid's account because it just feels wrong. One comment summed it up perfectly. We're talking about a 12-year-old here. Why are people so fascinated with her? And honestly, that's the truth. The internet can be ruthless, and North shouldn't be exposed to that kind of attention yet. Plus, Instagram's own age limit is technically 13, so she's not even old enough to have one on her own.
North West has officially joined Instagram. Yesterday, she posted this photo as her first post, which she captioned, "First post." She has already amassed over 100,000 followers, and of course, she has the handle @Northwest. You see why Kim was trademarking everything, you guys? And speaking of Kim, she will be managing the account as well as Ye. North has posted a few times to her stories with her besties, and all three of them are rocking different colors of hair. And North's new room, you guys remember when her room was baby pink? She got a teenage upgrade. Oh,
Now, if North's account were private, this might be a totally different story. A private page would give her a way to express herself safely without the world watching her every move. But a public profile? That's just risky, especially when both parents have such chaotic public lives. Kim barely has time to monitor her kids' online activity, and Kanye is clearly not involved enough to step in. It might be smarter for Kim to hire someone to manage North's socials professionally if she insists on letting her use them. Or better yet, wait a few more years. North's only 12, there's no rush. In 5 or 6 years, when she's 18, she'll have all the freedom to post and build a brand however she wants. The internet isn't going anywhere. What's crazy is that this isn't even new. Back in 2022, Kanye already called Kim out for letting North post on TikTok, saying he felt antagonized by it. And now, 3 years later, history's repeating itself. Only this time, the stakes are way higher. And this is where the situation starts feeling way bigger than just celebrity drama. Kanye didn't sound random or unhinged back in 2022. He sounded alarmed. He kept saying he didn't want his kids pulled into the non-stop cycle of social media, branding, and public judgment at such a young age. Looking at what's happening now, a lot of people think his fears weren't coming out of nowhere at all. That said, disappearing from your kids' lives is not the answer. No matter how frustrated or powerless someone feels, walking away only makes things worse. But it does explain why Kanye sounded so intense back then. When kids grow up under constant attention, every outfit, every comment, every post gets picked apart by millions of strangers. That kind of pressure isn't normal, and it can mess with how a child sees themselves. People calling this out aren't trying to attack North or even Kim. They're reacting to the warning signs. Childhood isn't supposed to be a brand rollout or a test audience for public opinion. Once moments are online, they live forever. Screenshots don't disappear, comments don't disappear, neither does the judgment. That's the part that worries people the most. And let's be honest, fame speeds everything up. Kids in the spotlight don't get the luxury of making mistakes quietly. Every phase becomes content, every experiment becomes a headline, and every reaction gets magnified. That's a heavy load for anyone, let alone someone still figuring out who they are. This is why the conversation keeps coming back louder every time something new happens. It's not just about one Instagram account or one video. It's about boundaries, protection, and timing. A lot of people feel like the line between letting kids express themselves and exposing them too early is getting blurrier by the day. And judging by how intense the reactions are online, it's clear this isn't a small concern anymore. People are watching closely, questioning everything, and wondering if anyone is really slowing down enough to think about the long-term impact. Because once childhood passes, there's no rewind button, and that reality is hitting harder than ever. Back in 2022, Kanye said, "I'm her father, and I know you don't respect fathers and the idea of family, but I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok or by Disney." That statement shook social media, and now, looking at everything that's happened since, it feels like he saw this coming. Fast forward to today, and Northwest, who's just 12 years old, is experimenting with her look like she's already grown. We're talking piercings, bleached eyebrows, bold makeup, the kind of stuff most people don't even try until they're 18 or older. And listen, there's nothing wrong with self-expression. Everyone goes through a phase of trying new styles. But for a kid this young, with millions of people watching her every move, it's a different story. North's access to these things is way beyond what's normal for someone her age, and that's exactly why so many people are worried. It's not just about fashion, it's about how early she's being exposed to the pressure of image, fame, and criticism. Recently, North even clapped back at her haters over her finger piercing. She posted, "This is for everyone that's mad over a finger piercing. Why are you crying? How old are you? Just pull it together." Like, what? You're 12, talking like a full-grown influencer to millions of followers. It's kind of wild to see how social media has already shaped her personality and how unfiltered she's become online. And while some people might brush this off as harmless, others are raising red flags. Critics say this is exactly what Kanye was worried about, his daughter growing up too fast in the spotlight. They're saying Kim's world, the fame, the fashion, the non-stop cameras, it's all too much for a kid to handle. Some even called it exploitative, saying North's image is being pushed into a world that's way too adult for her age. Now, it's hard to defend Kanye's complete absence from his children's lives. That part's on him. But maybe, deep down, he stepped back because he felt like this was a fight he could never win. Kim controls the brand, the platform, the narrative, and in that world, Kanye might have realized he was outnumbered. Still, this situation makes you think about how young kids are being raised under that level of fame and pressure. It's not just about likes and followers anymore. It's about identity, control, and influence. So what do you think? Is Kanye right to be worried, or is this just another Kardashian headline gone wild? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button so you don't miss the next deep dive. And keep watching Star Watch for all the latest celebrity chaos and updates.